Welcome back, Dolphins fans, to another episode of On the FinSide. Tonight we've got a special episode. It's Jets Week. MetLife Takeover normally happening. We're here with Igor Smith, founder of DolFans NYC, co-founder of the MetLife Takeover, and you're running a virtual MetLife Takeover this year. Nate, how you doing tonight, man?
Yeah, I'm pretty good, man. Just excited for all the stuff we're doing this week, and hopefully we're gonna kill the Jets again.
Dude, I am ready. Like after coaching this year, like not being able to, my second biggest disappointment is not getting to go down to New York with you guys. Always a great time. I love what you guys do for charity. Tell our listeners a little bit about your club. I know we talk about it a lot. We've got some new listeners since last time.
Yeah, I mean we just started a handful of people looking for a place to watch the Dolphins game with sound. We used to watch in a Patriots bar, and that became a whole thing. And so we found this bar third long, and by the end of the year, that was the Chad Pennington playoff, Wildcat 2008 year, and there was like 30 people, and the next year we had 100 people, and then over the last decade we've grown to hundreds and hundreds of people, and we started going to the Jets game and doing these big events and raising a bunch of money for charity, and it's really become a huge thing.
Well, now you say we started going to Jets games. My understanding from talking to you, talking to Michelle, is your group owns what, three or four of the top five group ticket sales records at
Oh,
MetLife Stadium.
It's probably more than that. I mean, when they told us we broke the record, it was like 2011 or something, and we've done it over and over again. So I'm not sure if there's been another bigger group since then, or if I can't imagine that we don't own both of them.
Well, what I'll tell our listeners is if you have not been to the MetLife Takeover, if you have any chance of going, hopefully we're back to some form of normalcy next year. I'm going to blow you guys up a little bit on this one. It's an event. You want to get there. You want to get to New York on Saturday. They have a huge, huge, huge party every year the night before the game. Solo D's there performing. I think Jay Fiedler was at the pre-party one year.
Yep.
Some folks from the Dolphins typically come out, and you're talking hundreds of Dolphin fans packing a two-story bar out on the balcony in the middle of New York City, filling the street outside the bar. It's a crazy, insane thing, especially given the fact that we're up here in Patriots, Jets, Giants territory, and yet just packing it with Dolphin fans. And you guys do that even on a just regular game watching on TV basis. I've been up there and seen it, man. I mean, it's you guys do some awesome stuff.
Yeah, it's cool to have you and your dad come down on just a random, random Sunday, week 12 or something. Yeah, it's when it's good, it's wonderful. I mean, it really is fantastic. Obviously towards the end of the year, there's less and less people, but I mean, when we're winning, it's the most fun you could have, even just at the bar. I mean, I will say, and it's weird to say this about your own event, but I've never had more fun at a Dolphins game, even in Miami, than at MetLife Takeover that we won. It's like there's nothing like it to be. Well, it's like when you're at a Dolphins game, you're surrounded by Dolphins fans, but they're not. When you're in enemy territory and you're sort of all together, and it's just this big mob of people. Like you feel much more connected to those people around you than you do like random people in Miami.
Well, especially against a team like the Jets. I mean, seeing the first year I went up with you guys, seeing Jets players look up like, what the hell? Seeing Brian Hartline pointing up at the thousands of Dolphin fans sitting together up there. The fact that Joe Rose now does his tailgate show from out with you guys. The fact that the Marx brothers have come out to your tailgate. Tom comes out every single year. And on top of that, what you guys do throughout the process, raising money for charity, both through the ticket sales, through the raffles. You guys always have some cool prizes, which I know we're going to get to a few of those here shortly. I mean, I miss it, dude. That's what I'm getting at here. I miss it. I'm really hoping we get back to it next year.
Yeah, me too. as nice as it's been to have like a little bit of a break, I can't believe this year of all years, when we're actually doing well, that we can't be together. This would be the biggest. I mean, imagine how much a Jets ticket would cost right now. It would be like $6, like it would be crazy. We would pack that place.
Well, luckily they're still investing in Adam Gase as the future thus far from what we've seen, even though they are now officially the first team eliminated from the playoffs, which is kind of scary for
Oh,
me
they are?
going into this week.
Oh man,
They
I didn't
are.
even know.
They
Big
are
moment.
mathematically eliminated as we sit here tonight.
That's hilarious.
Hey, Gase is an
Yes.
offensive guru. I mean, come on now.
Listen, you know what? I'm gonna tell you a story on your podcast that
Yeah.
probably no one's heard before, and it's the moment that I knew that Adam Gase was not going to be the head coach. I went down to Miami for a game, and I think it was Tom Garfinkel, or I'm not sure who, but somehow we got sideline passes before the game, and we're standing down there on the field, and I'm talking to Sam Madison, who was down there, and I look over and I'm like, "Is that Coach Gase?" And he's like, "Yeah, it is." And we're 45 minutes before the kickoff, and he's hanging out with the fans, and like just talking to people, taking photos of people. And Sam introduced me to the coach, walked over, we took this photo with him, and talked to him for a bit, told him about the takeover, and I'm just thinking, like, why isn't this dude in the locker room? Like, or why isn't he on the field coaching the players? Like, it was the weirdest thing I'd ever seen, and we got killed that game. And ever since then, I was like, this is not the coach.
No, I'm going to tell you a little bit. I don't talk too much about the personal life on here, but as you're saying it, all I could think of is, I think you know this, some of our listeners know it. I got back into coaching the little guys, coaching a 9U team. Actually, it was 8U last year, and I can tell you exactly where I would have been 45 minutes before kickoff, standing in the middle of our offense while we ran plays, standing in the middle of our defense while we ran plays, while we fired off, talking to a kid, getting him pumped up. I can't even imagine if I was doing it at any form of a real level, sitting there taking selfies with the team moms and shit like that. Not to call you a team mom, but you know what I'm saying. It's
It was
mind-boggling.
so weird. It was like the time where the team wasn't out yet, but the kickers were. It was like the special teams people were out, and the players were still in the locker room. And I'm just like, why is he out here? Like,
That's worse.
If he's it was so bizarre. Like, and 10 minutes later, the players come out on the field, and he's still hanging out with us. It was very strange.
All right,
I couldn't believe it was.
As heartbreaking as it is, I want to give you a chance to kind of talk a little bit about the fact that since we can't do the takeover the way we normally would here, I'm not on my way getting my bag packed to come up to New York for the weekend. What are you guys doing in lieu of it? From what I gather, you guys are doing some really cool stuff this week. A lot of charitable stuff, some real auctioning off some cool items, I think, or raffling them off. What are you doing out there, and how can our listeners get in on that?
Yeah, so we basically have three main things we're doing. Big one to me is the raffle. Such a big part of what we do is raising money for charity. And, last year we raised over $10,000 for charity, and, we assumed we'd try to do that again. We really were excited about this year. And we haven't raised any, and we had to pay we gave all that money away, and we had to pay our taxes and do all this, pay the attorneys and all this stuff for a nonprofit. And we're like, oh, we have no money to give to charity, so we got to come up with something this year. And so we reached out to the Dolphins, and they, we told them we'd give all the money to the Miami Dolphins Foundation, and they're doing this big food relief program. So they sent us some stuff, and this is the big one, man. This signed Brian Flores helmet, and I had just seen a photo of it. They sent me a photo of it, and that's the thing I've been posting on social media and stuff. But when I got this thing, the first thing I saw was the back of it. And you see those 100-year anniversary?
Yep.
I start looking at it. There's stuffs on it. This is a helmet from last year. And it says, like, it says, initial season 2012. So this was a Dolphins helmet, for 7 years. And now it's signed by Brian Flores. And I don't know where you're going to be able to get a game use helmet from Brian Flores' rookie year signed by him anywhere else with this raffle.
No, that's an awesome thing. I saw somebody take a look at it earlier on Twitter and basically say they went out and bought a whole mess of tickets as soon as they saw it, especially that it was a game used helmet. And I'm going to be going back, looking at the tape, looking at face masks, trying to figure out whose helmet you got. That's coming, right?
Yeah, the Dolphins every year they send us something, big prize to do for the MetLife Takeover, and it's always those like plastic helmets that they look like real helmets, but they're not. You can't put them on or anything. And when I saw the pads, I was like, oh, this is a real helmet. Actually, the first thing I thought was like, oh, why isn't this in a box? It was just wrapped in bubble wrap. And then when I pulled it out, I was just like, oh, this is just a helmet. Hold on one second. Sorry. The other prizes we have are a Dwight Stevenson signed football, which I think we got signed in real life when we were in Miami one year, and it's just been at Michelle's house for a couple of years. So we have that to give away. We have the Don Shula yearbook. That's one of the prizes. And we've got a bunch of Dolphins NYC stuff as well. You're totally frozen, by the way, so I just wanted to check if everything's all right on your end.
Oh yeah, no, I was probably sitting a little too still there, to be honest.
No,
you're just listening.
No, you're not moving at all, but it's good. The other thing we're doing some Twitter and Instagram giveaways. We've never really done that before, but we thought that'd be like a fun way to sort of promote what we do normally. We can't really do all the fun stuff we do, so I pulled this Mercury Morris autograph out from my personal collection, and we're giving that away on Twitter today. If you retweet it and follow us, you can win that one. And then on Instagram this week, we're going to do a seat back from Sun Life Stadium, and then we have some other prizes as well. So,
and for our listeners there, on Twitter, you're at DolFans NYC. On Instagram, okay, perfect.
Dolphins NYC. DolphinsNYC.com has all the information as well.
And we have retweeted that out from the show page. I think we've got it up on our Facebook page as well. Make sure you guys go out and look for that. We're going to actually have it down in the comments for this after the video gets posted after this. But anyway, sorry, I didn't want to interrupt you. Go ahead. I just want to make sure they knew where to follow you and find it. So.
Yeah, and the other big thing is we're doing this big Zoom sort of virtual MetLife Takeover, which is basically like we got a pro Zoom, and as many people as want can come on there. And the idea is not to be talking to each other during the game, but to have everyone's image up on the screen and be able to see everyone react to the game. And when we score a touchdown, sing the fight song, we'll do the raffles on there and that sort of thing. So it's the kind of thing where you just want to set up your computer while you're watching the game. You don't need to be super active on it or anything. Just see what people are doing, and when we score or make a big play, come over and check it out and see everybody losing their minds. I think it'll be a lot of fun.
Well, and if you share that on game day, we'll make sure we share it out again from our accounts.
Yeah, absolutely. The link's already up on our website as well, so you can just click that around 1.
Perfect.
Finally a 1 p.m. game.
What's that?
Finally a 1 p.m. game.
I know, dude. What is up with all these 4 o'clock games, even when we're in Miami? Driving me nuts lately, having to wait for that 4 p.m. start.
Yeah, absolutely.
So, Igor, I didn't prep you for this. For our listeners out there, if you've just joined, we're talking with Igor from Dolphins NYC, talking about the virtual takeover. Make sure you go to our Twitter, on the FinSide, or go to Dolphins NYC. We're going to share out any info we've got on it. Lots of great info there. Go to DolphinsNYC.com. Some really cool raffles. He's got the game used Brian Flores helmet that's going to get raffled off. What else was it? Dwight Stevenson signed ball, Mercury Morris signatures, some Dolphins NYC swag, and some other stuff too. But yep. Igor, I was thinking about it today, and I know you'll take this as a compliment when I say it because I know you well enough here. You're a weird dude, and I kind of want to get this from you. I kind of wanted to play like a Dolphins word association with you if you're
All right.
down. All right. So I'm going to just say a word. First thing that pops into your mind. I'll give you a couple layups first. Shula.
All right. Yeah, I'm already frozen. Undefeated.
Marino.
13.
Gase.
That's it. Just me laughing.
Larry Little.
I don't know. Just a big mean dude.
Zach.
It's so weird. Immediately I think, 54. It's like the numbers come to me. But you know what I think when I think of Zach, it's him doing that flip into the end zone. That's like always what I think about.
I'm with you. It's the flips usually the first one for me, and that big ass neck.
Oh, the
Offerdahl.
neck. Oh man, I had the neck roll. Offerdahl, it's weird. I think of it like an old timey helmet because at Web Weekend one year he put on like someone bought like an old timey leather Dolphins helmet, and he showed us how to make a tackle, and either he was wearing it or the person who he was tackling was wearing it, but he had just come from like a wine event and was like a little bit toasty, and it was one of the funniest things I'd ever seen in my entire life.
Was that the year he headbutted me? And
It
I got the
probably
chair?
was.
This thing right here?
What?
I said, this chair right here, actually?
Oh, really? Wow. Very
All
cool.
right. Flores.
Man, this is impossible. Brooklyn.
All right. Tua.
I don't know, man. Hawaii.
All right. I didn't want to stump you here.
I'm very bad at this, man. I'm very bad at this game.
I wasn't sure how this would go. I figured I'm like, what the hell? Let's give it a go here.
Yep.
Anyway, Igor, thank you very much for joining. Anything we can do to help, as always, please let me know. Please let Kat know. It's really, and next time you see Michelle, since you might see her before I do, give her a giant hug for me. Yeah, and all the guys up there, even Uncle Billy. Give Uncle Billy that big hug for me if you see him. Tell him it's from me.
Man,
See how awkward it gets.
I can't wait. I don't know. I wish you guys could understand who Billy is, but he I probably talk to Billy more than anyone. He texts me all the time.
Oh yeah,
or all the time.
I believe it.
So that is a wild dude who I miss very much, and hopefully don't have to throw down a flight of stairs like I often want to.
Hey, Igor, as soon as this gets back to normalcy and we can get back to the bar, my dad and I are coming up. We're going to bring a crew with us if we can. And really looking forward to getting back to normalcy and watching some games with you guys, going to the MetLife Takeover with you guys. For our listeners, it is such a great, fun time. I can't express it enough. And the game is like a bonus on top of it. That's what a cool time it is up there with the crew. And Igor, really great job with the charity work that you guys do. It's amazing. I love that I got to see you with that giant check the first time you brought one of those novelty checks down. It's
and
yeah.
Tom left it there. We brought this check and we gave him a real check too, but they just or maybe some cash, to be honest. But they just handed our check and we were just like, man, we spent like $50 on this check and now it's just sitting here.
It was worth it. It really, it paid off. The $50 was so worth it. Just seeing you carry that huge thing up there to him.
What's interesting about that is in that photo is Jocelyn Benson, who was running the Rise Foundation at the time. Maybe it might not have been the giant check one, but one of those. And she's been like big in the news recently because she's like the attorney general of, or I don't know if that's right, of Michigan, but she's there. She keeps being, I keep reading all about her because of the election stuff in Michigan.
Really? And
Yeah,
Igor,
very
I actually just got a comment from one of our listeners. I don't know if you're gonna hate it or gonna love it when I tell you this, but he said, to be honest, I thought that was Matt Burke when I came on.
not the first time I've heard that. I got that in my Burke thing several times. When he was our coach.
Oh, hey, Nate, seriously, thank you again for joining. For our listeners, make sure you like, make sure you subscribe, make sure you go to DolphinsNYC.com. Get in on this raffle. It benefits Dolphins charities. Uh, Everything these guys do has a charitable cause behind it, and that's an amazing, amazing thing. They also have info up on their website. If you're looking to start your own fan club out wherever you happen to be, they have some info up there on their website as well. And Igor's always down to help. I know I'm not
Yeah,
volunteering,
reach
and
out
he's
to us.
usually the
We
first one
love
to
helping
volunteer.
people with that. Yep,
So,
absolutely.
all right. And if it is not on the left side,